Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ooh, is that one of those like sparkling water things?
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls over here.
Everybody,
Because birthdays were the worst days. Now I sip champagne when I'm
oh
first.
my God, where did you go today? Like,
of course, I left the life I live. It went from negative to positive.
He had a lot of free time today. It was a sad day.
Steve did absolutely nothing while we were setting up.
It was a sad day.
Excuse me. How do you think these lights got put where they needed to be?
It was me in the bathroom. I set up all the lights in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, James,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
James was setting up the lights from the toilet.
I keep forgetting that fucking mic's recording me and all my stupid facial features.
Yeah, man. It's recorded forever. Alrighty. So, yeah, you guys ready to get started?
Have you guys read the article?
No,
Yeah.
what's an article?
Alrighty.
Son of a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hotline Hangout. Today, I'm joined by a special guest, the one, the only, my buddy, my pal, Stephen Murphy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Steven here, and hey, you gave out my last name. We talked about this.
Did I say my name at all?
No, we just said
My name's Shane,
There you go.
and welcome to another episode of Hotline Hangout. Wait, I messed it up. And welcome to another episode of Hotline Hangout.
Take two is always best, yeah. That sounds really good.
That's just one take, though. I'm just going to leave the whole thing and we're not cutting it.
This whole segment, okay. Yeah, it actually.
Yeah, the last
looks like it's
15
fine.
minutes.
Yeah.
No, nobody can ever hear that.
Stay.
So how you been, man?
I've been actually pretty well. I've been pretty exhausting. I guess a little trip we had as of yesterday.
Yep. Little bonding sesh.
Oh my god, yeah. My computer's
Thanks,
freaking out
VRL.
right now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
freaking out?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, it can click buttons for you. It's all right. Hey, how about we talk about what the computer says?
Okay.
Eventually, at some point, it's going to go to like Pornhub or something.
Yeah, well, clicking on a bunch of Imager links as of right now on Reddit and stuff. Really? Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll see where it
yeah,
goes.
you know, I've had a Pixel book for like a couple of years now, and it the touchscreen on it works great, but that every other laptop that I've had without a touchscreen on it doesn't work at all.
Gotcha. Well, I don't even know what's going on with this. We had it actually fixed as of last session.
Yeah,
but,
I thought so too. Yeah,
well,
we'll have to.
that's what I thought. Like it just defaults back to the original touchscreen.
Yeah,
capability.
that's probably what
we
it
might
is.
have to reset it back up again.
We're probably gonna have to like sign you in, create an account on it instead of the guest
Yeah,
account,
or
or you just like get a laptop.
kick off the user and I just use her permanently.
Yeah,
We just do that.
Nicole.
Giving out name dropping. What the hell?
Everybody knows who Nicole is.
Yeah. So you want to tell us a little bit something about that trip last night, Shane?
Alrighty. So last night at about 6:00, I was heading on my way home from Belleville in Ontario, but where we are now in Windsor. And I got on the wrong train because one of the Via Rail employees said, "Yeah, that's your train." And then once I got on, the other train people said, "No, this isn't your train." So I was about a half an hour further away from home than I should have been. And the Via Rail guy said, "Okay, well, we're going to send you back home, but you're not going to be able to go home till tomorrow morning because you missed the last train for tonight back to Windsor, basically." So I was like freaking out. I looked a bunch of options. I was going to I was going to book a car, take a plane, train. I was doing like the Superman here. I was just trying to get home. And nothing. There was nothing out of Toronto, out to Windsor after like 7 p.m. last night. So I gave Stevie a call and I said, "Hey, Stevie, how would you like to drive for 7 to 8 hours to come pick my fucking ass up in Toronto?" And he was like, "Let me see." He calls me back like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be there in about a couple hours."
Well, because like I don't even know because like when you were just like discussing, like I thought we were just kind of playing around, but like, oh hey, you want to come to Toronto? Come pick me up. I was like,
You want to come watch the last 15 minutes of the Raptors
well,
game
like
here?
yeah, like 'cause that's essentially what I thought you were saying. Because like yeah, like you said, it was around like 6:00, whatever. It was like relatively late, and then you're just like, oh hey, like I thought it was all just kind of like a little bit of a joke, but I don't know.
I thought it was a fucking joke too.
yeah, because like when you were saying,
They're like, "Hey, you're going to Montreal right
Yeah.
now," and I'm like, "No."
Because in my case, I was just like, I was doing my thing and I was just kind of chilling at home, whatever. And then you like FaceTime me or something like that. I was like, I don't fucking FaceTime.
Oh,
like
you
that.
know
Yeah.
why I FaceTimed you? Because I was in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and I didn't have a cell phone signal. And every time I tried to make a phone call,
Yeah.
it just couldn't make a phone call. But the train had Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. So like I kept calling people, and then I would get like 2 seconds in, I'd be like, I'm not coming home. Click. Like I got on the wrong train. Click.
It awesome because I was like, I'm sick of living, not coming home.
Yeah, no, it was really annoying. I tried calling a whole bunch of people. I was like trying to get Nicole. I was like, listen, I don't have internet. You need to like Google and find me a way to get home. But yeah, taking a plane home would cost like $400.
So like, what the fuck? Even going back to like this main story is like when you were saying like you got on the wrong train and like the conductor or whatever they're called like led you astray and be like, yeah, this is your spot.
Yeah.
Was this the same guy who was like having trouble like speaking English because he was like predominantly French or?
Oh no, those were the.
Oh, those were like.
There was nobody having trouble speaking English. They just weren't speaking English. They were speaking French. They were speaking Fringlish.
Like the thing I don't really understand. He's just like, oh hey, is this the train going here? And he's like, yeah, come in.
So the problem is, and it's like maybe a bit my fault, but the train that I was getting on wasn't going to Windsor. It was going to Toronto.
Okay.
So I said
it was going to.
I had to. It was a layover, right?
Oh, okay.
So I was going to Toronto, stopping, and then going to Windsor on a different train.
Okay.
But like, basically, my question was: is this train heading south?
Oh well.
And I asked if it was going to Toronto, or I asked if it was going to Windsor. And maybe he thought I said like Whitby or something. Like what's
Whitby,
further north of where I was? Like I don't know.
Barrie. I don't know. No, Barrie's not that north. Like far north where you were located. But because that's one thing that really caught me off. I was like, how the hell did that even happen? Like,
I have no idea.
But and then you called me and after I was just like, is this a joke? I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, the game 2 is on tonight. I don't have any intention of kind of really doing anything.
Wasn't maybe a good thing you missed it.
Well, yeah, obviously. Then after, because I was just like, what happened here? And then you're like, oh, hey, I'm kind of stuck in T-Dot, and I'm just like, you want to come get me? And so I was like, all right, sure, why not?
I got nothing better to do.
Yeah,
the Raptors aren't going.
Well, because I was sitting at home doing nothing anyways. Like I was doing laundry or whatever. I was just like, whatever. I'll wrap this up and just kind of go where I need to go and pick you up.
Meanwhile,
bail you out.
Like kind of another confusing thing about it too is like right before I got on this train, there was like a little announcement. It said, the train that you're supposed to be on is going to be here in 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I picked up my bags and everything. And then a fucking train rolls up like about 5 minutes later. And I'm like, all right, this is the one. I asked the guy, he's like, yeah, this is the one. I get on the train. They're like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Hey, it was crazy too, like, because I've never taken a train further than that before. But it's like, as soon as you hit wherever the hell I was, everybody who works on the train sounds like John Chrétien.
Oh, really?
Hey, do you want...
So you hop on the wrong train, you're going out, whatever. How long were you into the train before you
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
No. I found out right away because I was sitting down in some people's spots.
How then did they hop you on another train coming back to Toronto then, like that same hour or something like that?
So I got off at Kingston.
Yeah.
And they like booked me tickets. They got me on business class. Like they took care of it pretty well.
Okay.
Like, I don't fault them. It's not their fault that trains don't run overnight or whatever. Like that one guy was kind of a dumbass, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got on the train to Toronto, and then you arrived about like 40 minutes after me. Yeah. And I got to catch most of the
Toronto Raptors
most of the game through. What was that place called? Catherine's Landing or something?
Well, because right
what was
beside
the restaurant?
Well, I was gonna say
something Landing.
Oh, I don't even know the restaurant because
Kathy's Landing.
Right down the street specifically, like you had the Rogers Center, and they had like the whole like big screens and everything too. Because that's where I kind of got lost in traffic. So, anyways, we're going through the whole little charades and everything too, and I don't know, like my GPS kept screwing up, and I was like, "Oh, you got to turn down this way." And then also, too, the majority,
every road was
then the majority
Obama
of the road,
there.
that's what I heard, and apparently kept plastering his screen. I heard like Obama chants and everything. But when I was kind of just doing my own little thing, and all the roads that I normally needed to like hop off of, like I don't even know, what is it called, the QEW or whatever, like the Queen Expressway. All exits were like shut down. I had to like go all the way like out of the way, another like 4 kilometers or whatnot out of the way, just so I can do a U-turn and get back on the main street that I actually had to go to pick you up at Union. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a big mess down there.
Yeah, I was trying to think about what my options were for like being there, and like I don't know, it's so weird because like I had like probably about like 100 pounds worth of
all that
like
equipment and
camera
everything.
gear, equipment, drone, clothes. Like I was gone for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, and
I took 4 or 5 days worth of stuff with me, plus like all of my camera stuff.
Yeah, well, because like even with all of that, like I don't know. It was just kind of just like a little bit of a stressful situation because like I found the key point of how to like drive in Toronto though. It's just like you just cannot give a damn about your own vehicle or safety.
No,
just
man, it's like Mario Kart in there. Like,
legitimately, like the
sure.
people cutting you off and everything too. So
especially
the
cab drivers.
Oh my god, they're reckless.
Those guys are awesome.
They're reckless.
They're like on the same team. Like they have the same logo on the car, but it's cutthroat, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like they're all trying to kill each other
They're
out there to be
competing.
like the bestest cab driver. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh fuck, just put me on an Uber. Like I don't want to deal with this.
Well, they're competing with one another.
Hell, I called you.
And then after like I had to like try and track you down and find you because I parked in the middle of the road. I was like, I don't even know where to go from here. Shane, find me. I put on my hazards and I'm just like sitting there and cars are trying to like go around me and like they're just like, oh, this is just a normal day.
I called you and then the only way I was able to find you was after you took your shirt off and got up on top of the car and I was like, oh, I think I see you.
I had Go Raptors on my chest.
Yeah. Oh, it was nuts there for the game though.
Yeah.
There was like a tanker like 3 stories tall just going around. The entire tanker was like painted with like We the North logos and stuff like that.
Just
like,
keeping
awesome.
order with everybody.
He had like train horns and I'm like, oh wow, if only the train that I was supposed to be on
So
was making that noise.
Even with that, then I don't know, whatever. I finally found you, and then on the way back, it wasn't too bad. And then just like the little, I guess like the gas station incident where they didn't. have
The gas station
accessibilities.
Incident. Man, no, that was your incident. We both had incidents at the damn gas station.
But I don't know. For the majority of the I guess part, it was relatively fairly smooth transition from picking you up and then all the way back. Then on the way back we just kind of listened to like whatever music and just kind of chilled out and just socialized.
Passing the fuck out, man.
No, I was like revved up on.
Oh yeah, no.
drinks.
Steve was like revving the engine in neutral while he was going like 150. He was like, nah, I can't go faster.
But yeah, it was good times. It was good times.
It's a solid trip. Yeah.
And then we finally got back. It was like 3:00 or something like that. It was something silly. Then
and then
have all your little
I had
to deal with.
all this stuff to deal with when I got home. Wow, yeah, I can't imagine how today would have went if I had to like be home at like 2:00 in the afternoon. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I don't know, same concept. And I had work then this, and then my day's far from over as of yet.
So, no, we were almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get this shit over with.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, well, that was cool. Well, I guess.
A little technical difficulties
Ooh.
again.
There we go. Oh. What happened?
For it.
I don't know. It like turned off.
And we're back.
Sorry about that, folks. Some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But welcome back to Hotline Hangout. Yeah, so we have a kind of a helper today. Not really doing his job over there. He's supposed to catch the cameras if they turn off.
He had one job only.
Yeah, we'd like to.
I did catch it though, so.
Yeah, he did catch it. I don't know that we would have caught it.
I did my job technically.
Yeah, true. I don't know. It's like, if a fire detector caught the fire like 5 minutes too late
After the building's half gone.
Yeah.
I did my job okay.
We're done the podcast. James is like, oh, the camera turned off.
I work for the insurance company. Okay, I don't want the building on half on fire. It's all about the insurance.
So I guess as of this episode, we got to go ahead and introduce our lovely guest. We got to have James on the show with us. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us.
Steve is the special guest, but I'm the super special guest.
All right.
So
James is our tech support guy.
Yeah.
He has experience working in tech support, and we thought, well, who better to ask to make sure that one camera that always turns off doesn't turn off?
And what happened?
We asked James.
Mm-hmm.
I also fed him too. I made him a pizza.
Tasty.
you did make.
How was
me
the pizza, James?
It was okay.
Yeah. How good
you
out
rate
of
it?
10?
Like a 7.
Oh shit.
8?
It was being kind.
No, before I said, I bet you this is going to be the best pizza that he doesn't like. And I said he'd give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, no, go ahead.
Well, the thing is, like, how bad can a pizza really be?
Ooh, that's true.
Like, what's like worst pizza you ever had? Like, how would you rate your worst pizza you ever had out of 10?
there's-
Slices and squares.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was like
Yeah.
this one pizza shop or so I'd
Oh
work
my
back in
god,
the
that
day,
was
and,
absolutely
like,
terrible.
You were just eating like a fistful of salt. It was just like I think they had like the
Well,
garlic
no, yeah,
salt
there was
spread or
one that
something
was
like that.
salt. There was
Yeah.
like the slices, like
Yeah.
the slices and the squares. It was like it should have the pizza place should have been called hit or miss, because like 1 out of 10 slices would be fantastic, but everything else would be absolute garbage. Like, everybody always has complained that like Domino's pizza tastes like cardboard and this tastes like cardboard and everything. And I'm like, no,
I never found Domino's that bad, to be honest. Like,
I've never been like pizza tastes like cardboard or whatever. I've never had that before, but Slices and Squares, like their pizza, like 9 out of 10 times, either way too salty or tastes like cardboard.
What was that actual place in Chicago we went to?
Oh,
do you remember that? And it was like that pizza they gave us. It was just like a deep dish Chicago slice.
Yeah. We ordered a deep dish pizza in Chicago, and they basically brought us out a swimming pool of pasta sauce. Like, it was fucking insane.
It was just like
we cut into that bitch, and there was like a flood.
Yeah, it was
like our entire table was like just drenched in pizza sauce.
It was like a soup that they actually brought out. It was like delicious.
Was
I remember like the next day I just like threw it in the fridge, like the leftovers. And like I ate it cold, and like it was amazing.
Yeah, once the fat like solidified, and then like it like kept its shape after you cut it up.
I think I went to the same place.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, because like
was it like a known place? Like I probably went there too.
It was like the A spot for like the celebrities. Like if you looked at like the walls, it was just like plastered with like signatures and like celebrities' face pictures and everything.
Like
if you looked at the walls, there was just pasta sauce everywhere.
Like
handprints.
Like I remember the one I walked in, like there was like a special fridge that they had like frozen pizzas that you could buy and walk out. Like it was like
no. You actually I don't know. Well, did they actually? Was it like their own brand that you can purchase and everything too?
Yes, like you sat down and ate there, obviously, but then like, there was like a special brand that you could just walk in, like take out like a pizza.
It's not that bad because
it was good. Yeah. Like I didn't mind it.
You guys consider deep dish pizza, or is it lasagna? Because I've seen
it's
it both
pizza.
ways.
Yeah, no, it was definitely pizza. But like I don't know what it is.
Cheese
like,
on top of it. It's pizza.
With me, anything I just like throw in the fridge like a day after or whatever, and just like it actually gets, it just gets like cold and solidifies. It's like 10 times better. It's the same thing with like if you go to Subway at all and like you just actually get like the works on it and like all the sauces, and you just like put it in the fridge and like marinate for like the day, and you pop it out and just like eat it cold. It's just like enhancements of all flavors. I don't know why. It's just delicious.
I'm the exact opposite. I do not like cold pizza.
Like
I
microwave. Really?
I like microwave my pizza.
James seems like a cold pizza type of person.
Well,
he likes ketchup, macaroni and cheese, hot dogs, and cold pizza. Like those all go hand in hand.
Well, I was gonna say if I have like macaroni and cheese, I put like hot sauce on it, and like that's just it. And eat it like
James,
that.
I actually own ketchup because James, because he's like I don't buy ketchup, but James is coming over one day. I was like, hey, I'm making hot dogs.
Do you
and
still
burgers.
own that ketchup from?
That's the same ketchup. Yeah, it's the same ketchup.
You catch him sitting on like the couch back there and just like put it on a spoon and just like eating it raw.
Oh yeah. I especially hate the ketchup that I bought for James because so you know how like the lids in ketchup now have like the little squeeze spout on them.
Oh yeah,
and so like it like juice. It like helps. It prevents the juice and it kind of helps to like get the ketchup out in like a nice like squirt.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still a hole in it obviously, but like the little plastic part that like does the nice squirt and like keeps the juice out, like that is gone. Like somebody must have ate it.
Ew.
Because like it probably like somebody is squeezing a little too hard. James was probably squeezing a little too hard when he came over, and it probably like just popped right out of there.
Oh wow.
It's gone now, and it's so annoying to use this ketchup without that little spout.
It's just
like I almost want to just throw it away and then buy a new one because like. I don't know. I rarely use ketchup, and when I do, it's annoying now, and like it makes it even worse to own ketchup. Yep. So, do you guys have Spotify? Like, remember when they were giving out the free Google Home?
Oh yeah. I actually
did you get the Google Home?
Yeah, I opted in for that. I got like 2 of them.
Yeah. I got 2 extra ones too.
I heard about it, but I was just too lazy to do it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude, I would have did it for you.
Yeah, it was like legit the last day.
It was so easy to do. If you already have Spotify and you paid for it, they were just mailing them out. We got it like a week after we ordered.
Yeah, it was so funny too, just because like the terms of service is like, oh, only one per household, but like I guess if you have multiple credit cards, you can just kind of distribute whatever credit cards, and then you can just
Nicole
get it canceled.
got one, I got one.
Yeah. So it was the same thing. So I ended up like bidding the 2. I was just like, okay, sure, whatever. They were just like still sitting at my place, like in the box and everything,
really?
and like I haven't even opened them up.
We put one in the bathroom.
Yeah, I've noticed. I know this.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk to it, but it wasn't recognizing my voice.
Yeah, I know.
It was just like me screaming at my junk.
How do you feel about dick jokes, Steve?
Feel pretty good.
Shit, spot on. Yeah. So yeah, we have like a lot of automated things in here. So we put one in the bathroom so that we can like play music and podcasts and stuff in there, and then we got one in the kitchen. We got them all over the place basically to control the lights, the air conditioning, the fans and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, I've always been interested in like automation and like programming things and stuff like that. Like we got a camera automated over here. Check out my YouTube channel to see a video on how I made that. If you're curious about the wide camera and how it's moving, but anyways,
Self promo.
Yeah. Have you actually heard about Mark Zuckerberg programming like a robot? No, it's not a robot. It's like it's like Jarvis from like Iron Man.
Yeah. So it's just like a helper assistant, basically. It's kind of the same concept, I guess. It's like
I wonder how that works.
The Google or Alexa. He didn't really go into full detail of talking about actually what it is or specifically, because all he wants right now, he wants to kind of just capture the remnants of somebody's voice. And
but it controls his whole house.
Does it actually control?
Yeah,
I thought it was basically working only on the voice programming aspect of it.
Oh, itself. No. Like the voice is like cosmetic, right? Like it's just like that's what it sounds like now. Yeah. But he actually it controls his whole house. Like he has like probably like blinds and curtains and stuff. He probably has like garage door openers or whatever. Yeah. Because like Mark Zuckerberg is a programmer, right? Like that's what he is by profession. And you know he's kind of just like a Zuckerberg. But yeah, no, so like okay, so he recorded Morgan Freeman's voice to do it or whatever, but he did like a Facebook poll and like, you know, of course Morgan Freeman's voice was gonna win. But I don't know, it kinda made me think of like that episode of Black Mirror where like they program, so like basically what they do is they clone you. They clone your brain and then they put your brain inside of an artificial intelligence little machine that basically like controls your calendar and your life and stuff like that. And the idea here is that if they clone you, you're the you know yourself the best, so you're not gonna like fuck around with shit. You're gonna love you the best. You're the best assistant for yourself, right? Okay. And so, but like this person that they clone is like still a living soul, and it's like your slave now. So you basically like duplicate yourself and then like turn yourself into a slave, and like, you know, that thing, it needs to be like trained and whatever. That's a really weird episode. Like imagine that, Imagine if you could just like clone your brain and like your exact likeness, and then just like a tortured version of you was like living inside a little Google home, just like, okay, me, turn on the lights, and like, you know, but then it's again, like defiant. I'd turn off the lights. I'd be like, fuck that guy.
You got to keep it, well, because even like thinking about that as well, like what if like you're just equally as lazy as yourself, and you're just like, whatever, and you're both just kind of in agreement with yourself. You're just like, I don't want to do that. Whatever, we'll do it another day.
The me inside the artificial intelligence system creates an artificial intelligence system to like do its work. So it's like telling itself to tell itself to do things like.
Oh, it's I don't even know. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty when you have like the Mr. Mises and you create like this like paradox loop. Yeah. And so it's just like one after another after another.
No, that wasn't the Mises. Well, maybe you're thinking about a different episode. But yeah, the Mises were like calling everybody to help, and then they'd call somebody to help with that problem.
They would call themselves, and it was just like a replication of over and over
that's
and over.
terrible.
So it's kind of like the same concept, I guess, as your AI intelligence itself. I don't know. It's funny, whatever. I laughed at it.
Yeah, well when I saw he was doing Morgan Freeman, because it's like it's a vote, right?
Yeah.
They took a vote, and I'm just like, man, Mark Zuckerberg is like basically like taking a vote to, you know, who he wants to like embody his slave right now. Like I'm just like, oh man, that guy's too rich. And then Morgan Freeman just like totally down for it. He's like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's like literally it. He's just like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
But like he hasn't yet announced if he's actually going to release this type of technology out.
No, he said he's not going to do it yet.
Oh, so
he wanted to, but it's like basically tuned to his house right now. So he's like, I don't want to release it because like then everybody's going to know about what brand of like automatic curtains he uses or something like that. And I'm like,
because also too with that, and people they're going to think about vicious attacks towards like his household and like anything happens with that. But one thing that kind of really stood out, it reminds me, I don't know if you heard of it, like the actual similar technology Adobe's coming out with. It's called like Voco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But ideally this is for, it's in a working process where it goes into play where you read like a couple of transcripts on the computer itself.
I think it needs like 20 minutes of audio.
That's exactly it, of yourself talking, going over scripts, and it has specific keywords that it looks for, and it tries to actually analyze and dissect it and programs it into more or less a readable tone. Then it reads it back using your tone and frequency of voice, and it reads it back to you in a segment of the way that you portray and the way that you enunciate specific letters and words and everything.
It's like clones your voice.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of like the same situation that I guess like Zuckerberg's kind of do, but in a more programmable manner itself, where he just adapts Morgan Freeman's voice and captures the embodiment of it. So I don't know, like it's very interesting.
I think that yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like weird to like use like an existing human voice. Like there's already the problem that like using women's voices is like sexist and whatever, and so like now they're gonna like use like an actual person's voice. Like I don't know, if that's not sexist, then what is it?
I don't know. It's open for interpretation, personally speaking, but I don't know.
Could be racist.
It could be racist. How is it racist? Like, how would you imagine that being racist?
Well, I don't know. Like, what if Mark Zuckerberg's list only included black people?
Is it only black people?
No, I don't know, but like, what if it did?
James, how do you feel about that?
I would approve of only black people.
Why? Why can't you have like
James is trying to be controversial.
like why can't you have like somebody like Jackie Chan or something like that, kind of like?
Oh hell yeah, Jackie Chan.
So you want a Chinese person? No white males. I see where you're coming
Get
from.
out of here. Why is it gonna be like racial discriminatory type technology?
What's like the most okay? How about this? What's the most interesting white person that you like, or like who sounds the most interesting as a white
Seth
person?
Rogen.
Oh shit.
Ew, I don't know if I can get over that laugh though.
Oh okay, yeah. Seth Rogen actually does he's like part of the Vancouver Transit Authority or something. Like he does the voices,
Seriously?
the announcements on the buses in Vancouver.
Oh,
Maybe not
just
the
like
buses.
I was gonna say, is it just like the English? Because I'm pretty sure it's being Canada and everything too.
Yeah,
like they would have
I'm
like
pretty sure it's the buses or like a transit or something.
Yeah,
or
it's
something
it's
like
like the basically the transit system. So like in Vancouver when you're on the train, like it says like next stop wherever, right? And like, but now it's Seth Rogen saying that. So
Is
he's
he,
like, hey, good afternoon, it's Seth Rogen, and
oh my god, that's stupid. I don't want to say stupid. It's like
yeah, I don't know. That's cool.
Is
though,
he
man.
Duolingo or is he just like English speaking only? Because usually
No, it's Seth Rogen.
No, I know who Seth Rogen is.
Yeah, but it's him. He did it.
But
he doesn't speak any other language. Dude.
Okay, well, so they probably just have somebody else like a miscellaneous thing quote because normally it has to like do English and French.
Not in BC.
Really?
No.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not like
Like
yeah, not in
predominantly
BC.
Duolingo. Okay, I thought it was just like all
In,
like
like-
Canada wide or something.
No,
like
it's in like New Brunswick, Quebec.
how come they didn't adapt that in Toronto then? Toronto has
Ontario.
the same like TCC type bus system and transit system.
No, but it's a Vancouver thing, dude. I don't know, man. They run completely different. Like, imagine if like the Toronto bus people and the Vancouver bus people teamed up to like make Seth Rogen the voice. Like, no, hell no, they wouldn't do that. They would just have Seth Rogen go to both places and work out a deal.
Yeah.
So I just Googled this, and apparently that stopped in October of last year.
Oh, it stopped?
So was it just like a promotional thing?
What the
then?
hell? Why would you take him off?
That's what it looked like. It looked like it was at Toronto at one point, but
Yeah.
it looks like it was in Vancouver a little bit longer. But yeah, it stopped around October.
Well, that sucks. Imagine that. Like, you go on your bus. It's
Yeah.
like November 1st, and some foreign person, like some foreign like just somebody you're not used to, like just a regular non Seth Rogen voice pops on the PA and says, "I hope you enjoy your day," and you're like, "What the fuck? No, where's Seth Rogen? I smoked a blunt before I got on this bus.
Jesus.
Like, what?"
I don't even know who else. Because I know like a lot of like different. I don't know if it's just like a publicity type situation, but I know like Snoop Dogg aid his voice within like GPS systems and everything too as well. Like. I know there's like a whole thing. It was like Snoop Dogg. I think it was like Arnold.
Make a
Schwarzenegger
Ricky
as well.
on Main Street.
I know Shaq did some of that too.
Was it Shaq also?
Oh,
He's
man.
part of that as well.
Like everyone did it. Like I know WWE wrestlers did it.
Yeah.
It's basketball players. It's everyone.
Oh man, like so many celebrities actually do just like one-liners.
Yeah.
And then like like a little toy will like say the one line or something like that or whatever. But like think about all like the cartoons that have done. Like imagine like Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, yeah.
Who plays him like Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. You just like take all those voices and
Yeah.
just go whatever.
Well, I forget what the website's called, but there's a website that you can especially pay
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh hell yeah.
pay like 200.
Turbo Man.
Oh Jesus.
You can pay like $200 and get like a celebrity say like happy birthday to you, or it's like sing
Oh
your
yeah,
birthday.
yeah. I remember like a lot of I don't want to say like a bunch of sellout artists because I know what was like Britney Spears' like old ex is like
Oh, Kevin Federline.
Kevin Federline. He does that like there's like like you said a whole designated like website based upon that where it's just like oh you pay us money we'll have one of these celebrities just give you a greeting or something like that just so they'll transmit you the file. It's like $200 worth of file or something like that. And it was just
dang.
like but it's only like
I think Mark Hamill
a
was
15
doing
meg
stuff
file
like
or
that.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow, 15 megs.
And then it's just like, here, put this on your phone, download it, like whatever, and then it's just like, oh, yo, hey, dog, what up? This is K-Fed here. Such and
that's
such,
so
whatever.
dumb.
Yeah, and like that's just it. It's like leave a message after the beep and
Oh yeah, that's like really old. Do you even have an answering machine anymore? Like my answering machine, I think it just says my name if it says anything. Otherwise, it just says my phone number.
it's just like whatever you have for yourself. My cell has been default since like day one. I'm just like whatever. Just
We got a
never
message
bothered to
while we were on our trip the other day, and it was just like some old guy, and he's like, "You fucking idiot," and then he just like hung up. And I was like, "What the hell?"
But yeah, like you were saying, Mark Hamill also does that. But like I don't know, he does that also to just I guess freely as well for like Twitter's. Like I remember he did a segment with like Donald Trump where he was like grabbing his Twitter feeds and he would do it in like the voice of the interpretation of like the Joker since like he was anonymous with like,
I never
series.
listened to that. I heard about it though.
Oh, they were so good. I think they're posted all over YouTube and everything too. But honestly, like just his voice alone as a Joker, like it sounds legit. Who else was doing it? I think the guy who played Thanos in the Infinity War.
Yeah, they're all over there. Like, I don't know. I kind of think about it, but I remember when I was a kid, like soundboards used to be a thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the popular one.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like you.
Oh, yeah, like with soundboards off of like what was that?
Like sound or
what was that website? It's like
Newgrounds,
Newgrounds.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
man,
you. It was like all
Newgrounds.
the like the little
Salad
animation
fingers.
people. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like
bro.
Yeah.
Some fast
So,
fractures.
the website's called Cameo.com.
Cameo.
Cameo.com. How much do you think a Snoop Dogg personalized message is?
$1,000.
$7,000.
It's $500.
Oh,
dang.
that's close.
I wouldn't pay either of those amounts.
yeah.
Actually, none of those amounts. All three of them.
I wonder what like commission base they get upon each like figure that they actually
Snoop
sell.
Dogg probably loves it.
You think so?
Yeah,
well,
Snoop
you
Dogg
could probably
is-
just like sit there and just like record all day and just.
Have
like,
you
listen
seen
to his own
Planet
voice.
Earth?
I haven't. Oh my god! What? Seriously?
Yeah,
It's like
Planet Earth.
no.
It's basically like Snoop Dogg talking about like squirrels and chipmunks and stuff.
Jesus.
Man, it's awesome. You got to go home and watch it.
Yeah.
Planet Earth.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Like,
man.
is it on like YouTube and such?
I'm gonna help this squirrel get his nut.
Jesus.
And it's like, a squirrel chasing another squirrel through a tree or something like that.
And the real bummer is like it's all like paid by National Geographic.
Oh no, it's Snoop Dogg. He does whatever he wants. He's like high as hell, smoking a blunt.
Well,
talking
yeah,
about,
because it's like the whole thing with like
this
him
lizard is not a lizard.
oh yeah,
He's just like ripped off his ass, just saying whatever.
Well, it's just because I remember he used to do a bunch of doer cameos, experience like whatever, and like he had like Martha Stewart. He would come on her shows randomly, just like bake goods and everything.
No,
with her.
they're smacking pissers for sure.
What the hell?
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
Jesus.
Hell yeah, dude. Have you seen like the way like that they like interact with each other? They're like best friends.
Well, yeah, they're best friends, but I
Like
wouldn't-
where'd they meet? Like prison? Like what? Anyways,
wanna-
speaking of prison.
and smacking pissers.
Okay, I got to think of a clever segue. Okay, speaking of prison, I feel like I've been in prison for the last 10 years while I wait for Final Fantasy VII Remake to come out.
Oh, jeez. Has it been 10 years?
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
That's-
No, it's been longer. 2006, they
They actually teased it or announced
they
it. or
teased the
whatnot,
trailer
yeah.
in 2006.
Damn,
Man, that's
so
a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean it seems? Dude, that was like 13 years ago.
Oh,
I thought it was 10.
I don't know. I don't even know, man. Like, are you excited for it? Like, what's your
I'm so
take on it?
excited. Man, I don't care. Every time I hear one of these like rumors of like, oh, it's going to be like this. Oh, it's going to be like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't care. As long as it's going to be, just fucking release the damn thing so I can move past it. We're going to have like 4K PS4 Pro.
Well, I was gonna say that's like Square Enix's like thing too to do because like it was like the biggest teaser when I was like anticipating for like Kingdom Hearts 3, and they released like 13 other games between the segment itself before they actually released Part 3. But even with that too, who was the actual voice actor they actually got to do Cloud?
I don't know.
And there was like a big thing going on with that just because they didn't get back the original voice to actually do them.
Do we want the originals though? Like, I kind of want them to like,
Yes, all
because like for the
Start
movie,
brand
I think
new.
they were like, all right, well, we need to release the movie, so like here we got to pick an actor, and like
Yeah.
I don't think the Cloud person was bad,
Oh,
but
was
like
that for Advent Children?
yeah, Advent
Okay.
Children, but like and like Advent Children and Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Yeah.
they look pretty identical, right? Like
Yeah,
they are
that's-
pretty similar. Like I know that all the characters have got like an upgrade of some kind or whatever, because like even the CG was like really good. It's still like not as good as it is today.
Yeah.
But yeah, having changed the voice, like I don't know if all those voices like fit anyways.
Yeah.
Right? Like you had you had Barrett, who like I was like, nah, he doesn't sound like how I thought. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
like how you originally pictured it when you're playing like the original
Yeah, 'cause,
blocky
like,
version.
Yeah, the blocky version. Like I had these voices in my head
Yeah.
for like, you know, the entirety of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like I played that game like when it first came out too, so like, you know, that's a long time.
It was so funny. Like I didn't get the chance of actually playing it because like my brother would always like take over like the console and everything like that. So I would just normally traditionally watch him play it and go through the
Really?
whole segment. But like it was enjoyable too, and like he would read like each and every characters with like his own voice and like adaptation of like everything else. It was like super nerdy, but it did just justification for the characters and kind of like the storylines and development. And he would like I don't know, like it was really funny. Like I really enjoyed it. But like I don't know, like what are you actually really looking forward to like in this segment? Like because I know they made a bunch of different turns and twists and different like.
Well, have you seen the
changes and
gameplay
everything
trailers
too.
and stuff?
Yeah, like it's kind of like an open world type concept. Like they really adapted
Mm-hmm.
from what they did from Final Fantasy 12 and was it because 12 is when it first took off and also 15. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, one of the like I think we've only seen like gameplay from like the first like hour of the game.
Oh yeah, probably like within like the first 10 minutes or something like that. Just because that's the
Yeah.
beginning segment when like he joins Avalanche and then he's taking
Like
over
jumping off the train and stuff like that.
He's like fighting against
One thing
Shinra.
I thought, like, I've heard a lot of complaints about was like how it's like open world and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and how like the battles kind of just happen live or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you look at the backgrounds, like you're actually in like the Shinra building
Yeah.
and like the Mako reactors and stuff, and like it looks huge.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you're in the game, like when you get into the when you're in the original game, you get into like the Mako reactors and stuff, and like they're kind of tiny overall. Like it
Yeah.
still takes a long time to get through the maps and stuff, but you know, there's no background, right? Whereas like when you're in it in the remake, it's huge. It's like this big giant world. I don't know what I expect from this game or like what I want to expect, but I kind of just like don't want them to change the story of like what happened. Like I still want to
Yeah.
be able to like find Vincent and Yuffie and stuff like
and
that.
go through like the special
and like do all
sequence
the
of
special
findings,
like
yeah.
I want like I basically would just want the same game in
Yeah.
4K.
Did you call it Yuffie?
Yuffie, yeah.
That's the first time I heard that.
What do you call it?
Yuffie.
Yuffie?
Yuffie, yeah. I thought.
Where are you
is
from?
that
Like Newfoundland? Like
I
what?
thought that was like the enunciation of it.
No,
it's like the same.
Yuffie?
It's the same concept as well as like Tifa and Tifa, like in like Advent Children. They call it
Yuffie
like
though.
Tiffany.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
we've had like Aries and Arius
Yeah,
because of the
Aries,
Japanese and
yeah.
English port or whatever. Tifa and Tifa, sure.
Yeah.
Yuffie?
Yeah, I thought it was Yuffie for this whole time.
What?
It's just the way the enunciation, like when you
You
read
thought it was Yuffie. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. We
I don't know,
like
that's
let's
what
just
it
like make it clear
seems.
that you're saying it the wrong way.
Okay, but
Yeah, no.
even with that, I guess. Did you hear about like the big uproar with that with like Eris's like character of like how Westerners were like looking at it? It's like, okay, yeah, this is fine. Like her design and character was like, yeah, she looks exactly like how I would imagine kind of like a younger but like more mature type woman, like to kind of fit with like the rest of the character development of how they look now, the new appearances. In like Japan, apparently, like on the eastern side, they're kind of like angry of how they took away like her very like big eyes, cute looking like anime look to her.
Oh, because they made her look like normal, like the rest of the
More,
characters.
more like yeah, they made her more normalized. Where
Weird.
it's just like they took her away, and then some guy was like trying to edit her face and trying to like shrink her down her face a little bit because they're like they made it too long. She
like
looks
that
silly.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Exactly, like the actual Sonic the Hedgehog, what they did with him through like the
Oh, man.
CGI.
You know,
that was-
if like because like from what I've seen, it looks fine. But
Yeah.
if what they did is like similar to the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, then oh my god, we're in
No,
trouble.
but yeah, she like looks
It's gonna
fine.
be like
but
2036 before we get a Final Fantasy VII remake.
And then they were talking about the whole process of talking about like Tifa or whatever too. They're like, yeah, she's in the game. We're gonna release her soon, but we're making final adjustments and tweaks. So like a lot of people are thinking that they're kind of undoing her look because her signature look with like the gloves and everything too, and like the little. I don't know if they're gonna have like the Advent Children look to her where she's like in her like leather gothic type apparel. Or if they keep true to the game where she's just wearing like that little like crop top and like her like whatever pants she had on, like the little shorts, like the
yeah,
booty
those
shorts.
weren't pants, Steve.
Well, the booty shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, are they going to do that approach? Or are they going to? Because every character they got had a little bit tweak and update to their apparel.
Yeah,
So-
like people were complaining about the tweaks and stuff like that, but like
Like they're
nothing takes away from the story or anything like
Yeah,
that. Like they're
like,
still the same characters.
They're still just trying to more or less modernize it to kind of appease to a majority.
That's like one of the things too, right? Is like they're modernizing it, and like one of the reasons why the story worked so well in Final Fantasy was because like they used what they had to tell the story, right? Like they used the artwork to tell the story,
Yeah.
and they used the music that they had to tell the story, and like everything that they were able to do, like that was like a thing to tell the story with, right?
Yeah.
But in the new Final Fantasy, like they don't have that luxury of like, you know, having like the artwork in the background and whatever, right? And like being able to like interact, because like now you have like a real size space, right?
Yeah.
Like when you walk into a building in this new Final Fantasy, I'm pretty sure it's not just gonna be like an overhead shot of like some tiny room or whatever, right?
One thing that really stood out is when you're actually in that little glass elevator. This is like right in the first like hour of the game, and you're fighting through Shinra's like plant, and you have that massive battle sequence with like this like metallic scorpion thing, and you're going down the actual like elevator and everything.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
fighting
yeah.
in that actual
In the
glass,
Shinra
like,
building.
yeah. So like, how is that going to translate over? Going to take like key aspects.
Well, because
of
like
the
the
storyline?
proportions. Because like I remember that battle, right? You get into these elevators that like barely fit three people, and then suddenly you're in a battle, and there's like a giant scorpion, and then there's like you and your party and like two other dudes, and like you're hopping back and forth between them. You know, like obviously the proportions didn't matter there, but like were they really thinking about that? Because like they're going to be thinking about it now.
Yeah. Well, like obviously, because like you have to take in consideration of like the, I guess like depth of perception and then like just like the meticulous aspect of where you place items and everything too.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be like a
all
weird
the little treasure box
concept.
and stuff like that or whatever. Like, see, like the one thing in the original Final Fantasy 2 was the cameras were like locked basically.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
unless
So
you're
it's
on the
just,
world
like,
map,
a
like
fitted
you had a
frame.
view of the room, right?
Yeah.
And that's like what they programmed into it. But in the new Final Fantasy, like you're gonna be able to like move the camera around and shit, right? So like how is that gonna change the story? Like, you know, are there gonna be like different rooms that you can travel through and like, oh, suddenly, oh shit, the story changes? Or like, can you save Varys?
Oh.
Like, I don't know, did she even have to die? Like there were so many continuity errors in that scene.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know, it was like, you know, the most conspiracy ridden death in video game history, because like
'cause
it's like
spoilers.
debatable whether
Spoilers.
spoilers. James fucked up the camera.
He's trying to edit around with it.
I don't know what he's doing.
Look at
Oh
this
dang,
ceramic.
he's got like remote control camera going here. No, just leave it. It's good there. It's good.
That's great. But I don't know. Like, I'm hoping to hear something from E3 because E3 apparently has a lot of different retrospects of
We'll
potentials.
have to talk
of
about that next week
Oh my god, yeah, definitely. We got to cover it at least
on
a
the
little
next
small portion.
episode of Hotline Hangout. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's all speculation right now, so
Yeah.
we could literally talk about this until they announce it. Like,
yeah.
it's there's so much going on with it,
Yeah.
and yeah, wow. I think we might have talked about that longer than we talked about Game of Thrones,
You think so?
possibly. And I mean, like both episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
James, what do you think?
He's trying to stay awake over there.
So, about the Final Fantasy thing, did Final Fantasy VII for PS1? Did you buy the 4-disc as one, or
Yeah.
as
No, you bought all 4 discs separately.
What?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
No, it all came together. So like all the Final
Yeah,
Fantasies
no.
were like notorious for doing that. Like Final Fantasy
Every
8,
Final Fantasy,
yeah.
actually. So Final
Like
Fantasy
8, 9.
So
7.
Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 was multiple discs.
Was it 5? Was it? I thought it was only 2 discs, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was
Okay.
2 discs.
Okay.
4, 6, I don't know. 5 was 1 disc. 6 might have been 1 or 2 discs.
Yeah.
5 and 6 were 1 or 2 discs. And then 7 was 4.
Yeah.
8 was 4.
Yeah.
And was 9 4?
I think 9 was 4 if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember
Because
like
8
I
was 4. Oh man, I have it somewhere. I have it
just
somewhere.
bust open, look at it.
Yeah, was it 4 discs or 3?
What's your take? I guess.
I have no idea. Like I probably won't get it. That's the thing too. Like
Are you more of an Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm definitely more of an Xbox person. Like
Okay.
right now, I'm more in the Switch just because I'm on the go all the time. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the Switch is just so convenient.
What are you
But
playing for the Switch?
I did play Smash Bros all day. That's
Oh, the
Okay, boys.
here you go.
So Final Fantasy 5 and 6 were released as an anthology together. So that's why it was 2 discs, because
Is it-
it was
yeah,
5 and 6.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 7 was 3 discs, and Final Fantasy 8 was 4 discs, and Final
Steve,
Fantasy
get your
9
get
was
your
4
shit
discs.
together.
I know. Apparently,
How did I
Jesus.
fuck that up? Man, I played
thought
that
it
so many
was-
times.
Get your shit together, you two. Like,
Also, this is so weird. I didn't Google it. I like had a relic of the past. James, have you ever seen this many PlayStation 1 games?
no.
I love them.
This is like the golden collection too. Oh, so kind of funny story about this. I'll show the camera really quick. But this booklet right here is like the original Final Fantasy VII booklet. And when I bought Final Fantasy VII, it didn't come with a booklet. But later on, they started including this booklet. Or maybe I just like bought a copy and it didn't have a booklet for some reason. I don't know. But I went to Roger's Video and I rented the game. And I returned it without this booklet. And it's still here.
He's just open.
Man, I'm a collector, man. These things are great. Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy IX Disc 3 doesn't work. So if anybody wants to mail me a copy of Final Fantasy IX Disc 3, which one's this? Final Fantasy IX. And then I was really into Wild Arms.
Oh, Wild, yeah, I like Wild Arms.
Wild Arms is dope.
Yeah,
and then, Wild Arms. And then check this out at the end here, Legend of Dragoon.
Oh my god, I was gonna say it actually. I thought that was actually.
And Legend of Dragoon was also 4-disc.
Soul Edge?
Man, I'd be super pumped for a remake of that.
I think my favorite PS1 game was a fighting game. I think it was like High School Rivals or
Soul
something like
Fighter.
that.
No, it's Rival Schools.
Yes.
I love that game. I don't know, like, because I remember just like playing it for like X amount of hours because I was kind of like forced by my older brother. He's like, "Oh, I need unlockables."
Your brother forced you to play video games?
Oh my god, yeah. I was like, I need coins or whatever. I need tokens. I need you to like build up the score or whatever. Man, that was like nothing. Have you ever played Capcom versus Marvel 2?
Oh yeah.
Legit, if you played it for the vintage, I think it was like the Dreamcast version it came out with. You had to play the game like thousands of times to unlock like specific points, and you use these points to kind of redeem characters and everything. I remember sitting there on my ass for like hours on hours. He's like, "Oh, I need you to do this. I need you to beat this game," and then it was just like basically, "Oh yeah, redeem these points and everything too." But yeah, it was something else.
One thing that like I don't know, like it's like nostalgia now, right? Because it doesn't really happen anymore. But one thing that I like really missed. And like you got like an accomplishment feeling out of the game was like when you switched discs.
Oh,
like when you beat a disc, it was like, oh, this is a major point in the game.
Yeah.
Like I remember like all the Final Fantasies, whenever I beat a disc, I was like, yes. It was like getting an A in school or something like that. I was like, yeah, doing it.
I remember, just like the little logo or whatever it gives you. Like,
yeah,
please pop
like
over the tray.
The music would get all
disc.
dramatic, and it was like, please insert disc 2.
It's like, I don't know why. Every time I instantly think of that, I always go back to like Final Fantasy VIII with the segment when you're actually fighting. I can't remember the girl's name.
Probably
like the witch or whatever, and then like she impeded Squall. And then like
Ida.
Was it Ida? Yeah. So anyways, like she impeds him with like an ice beam. And
yeah, that was hard too. Final Fantasy VIII was so hard.
After that ended, it's just like, please pop out the disc and pop in like disc number 3.
Imagine if it actually said that. Please pop out the disc.
I think it was something like that. It was like please open like the disc tray and
it said
take in.
It said like please enter. Well, at first it asked you if you want to save, and then it said, do you want to?
Yeah.
I think probably the most memorable like disc change that I like. Well, in my opinion, is Metal Gear Solid 1. Mm-hmm. Popping in disc 2.
That's right.
Yeah, because like when you beat disc 1 in that game, like
was it
like
after
you start off. I think it was like Sniper Wolf, or like shortly after Sniper
Wolf would be the first boss itself. For some reason, I'm thinking like Psycho Mantis or something like that.
Oh no, man, Psycho Mantis! I loved right before Psycho Mantis putting the C4 on the guy in the bathroom. Oh man, that was like my favorite thing to do in that game. I would die just to like restart that map and then go in there and put the C4 on the guy.
Oh, that's funny.
I'd C4 everybody actually. I'd like stealth C4 everybody.
Yeah.
And then I'd get caught. And then as soon as I'd get caught, I'd just blow all of them up.
Jesus.
It was the best.
Well, because like even going to like just running through the whole game and just getting like the infinite bandana or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like,
I did that all. I got Spider-Man, I got the tuxedo, I got the infinite bandana, I got the stealth.
Oh my god, I love it.
I played that game so many times. You can beat that game in 3 hours. In a day, you can beat it 4 times and get all the unlocks.
What was it? The part 2, I think. I love it when they pay like the old Marsh talking about. He's like, oh, he's like, Snake. What about you? What about your weapons? He's like, don't you need ammunition? He like points to his band. He's like, infinite ammo. I was like, I don't know. I freaking love it.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, I love those games. Anyways. Oh man. Yeah, I can't believe we've been talking about this for almost an hour exclusively.
You've been warned. You've been warned that as soon as we start like open up this branch of like Final Fantasy, like it's just going to continuously going.
Oh man, next week like that's probably all we're going to talk about is these announcements. Although like next week I'm expecting like trailers and stuff, so like we're going to have some neat stuff to talk about. But until then, hopefully we don't have any tech support issues next week.
Yeah.
I think James just turned the camera off himself.
Yeah, he just like unplugged. He's like, I'm sick
he
of
was
this,
like,
guys.
job security.
Job security.
That pizza was a 7 out of 10. I want another one.
I put the fire in the building, make sure I got that insurance claim. You know,
Yeah. Anyways, well, it was nice chatting with you, boys. We actually have some social media with no content on it whatsoever. But if you'd like to follow us while we get that started up, you can find us on Instagram at what's our Instagram handle? It's not Hotline Hangout. Oh, it's Hotline Hangout Podcast.
I thought Hotline Hangout Pod.
No, it's Hotline Hangout Podcast.
I was going to say, you guys
Because
set it up.
Instagram was giving us a real hard time. Hotline Hangout Podcast.
We instantly
And then,
set it up and got hacked.
Yeah, we got hacked twice. And you can find us on Twitter at Hotline Hangout. Not Hangout Hotline. Hotline Hangout at Twitter. And you can find us on YouTube also at Chasso, which is a username you can search, or you can just search Hotline Hangout. And you can also find us on every podcast platform available to man.
Are you on SoundCloud now?
No. Is SoundCloud a podcasting
I don't know.
network?
I thought that's how you get your rap career started.
That's where I listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that where you got your rap career started?
Yeah.
Sadly, not yet.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I wonder where they
I'm still
pull
working
from.
on it.
I'll check on there. I'm not going to individually post to SoundCloud though. Like that sounds like kind of a waste of time. But
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think they have weird policies and everything too with that before posting anything into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought. It was just awkward. They have a limitation of space of what you can actually upload and post. And
Okay.
everything.
Well, I don't know. We'll look into it if there's a demand. Clearly, there's a demand here.